am super late with my post-analyst reaction to Crawford Porter. I would like to say well done to Terence Bud Crawford. Mate, that fight was epic. Well done to SHAWN Showtime Porter. Well, basically, the first round, it looked like Porter had come out like a race dog, came straight up at Bud and was testing Bud to a degree, hitting him with some bombs that did catch Bud here and there, but Bud would guard it. But Porter was all over him. So I think the first round, the first three rounds, say the ring walk, Shawn Porter came out, you know, looking quite dapper in his in the robe that he chose. He had a female MC with him, and a male MC if I'm not wrong, and you know, that was his ring walk. But then Bud Crawford comes in, a white robe, blinged out with kind of like black stones on it. He came out solo dolo no manolo, yeah, on his ones warrior war mode. You know, Shawn Porter's had everything saying war, but Bud said, I'm coming. Round one, he hits Bud to the body with a straight left, a straight jab, a jab to the gut, and one up top. Shawn Porter pressed Bud, and round one, Bud was on the back foot. Porter then pushes Bud with a left hook, right hook, and gets Bud on the ropes. Bud, you know, clenches, does the clench. And people that don't know, Bud trained in wrestling, so that really showed. Both men looked in tip-top condition. Shawn Porter looked like he'd put on rehydrated to about another 15 pound. Bud looked pretty big as well, to be honest. One of the biggest times that I've seen Bud. But Porter and Bud spent the first so good at tying up Porter and trying to make sure that Porter didn't smother him. But Porter was like a bat out of hell, mate. He was coming with two-piece and a biscuit. He came with the whole KFC at one point. Then the round started to rack up, and I realised Bud was orthodox for these first couple of rounds. And then it changed. Once Bud didn't see, I think when Bud doesn't see the results that he likes to get, orthodox turns into southpaw. I was waiting for it. Certain times he teetered in between both stances. And Bud was still southpaw. Porter was still on the attack, had Bud more or less on the back foot with some really whipping jabs, rangefinders. Not to catch Bud as such, but I think it was to see where the distance was Bud in range, and also as a deterrent, don't come any closer because I'll whip you with these. Porter did score shots to the body. Bud was a bit laid back. This is what Bud does. He downloads the data before he has to retrieve it and execute and demolish your soul. So then, I think, what round did he go southpaw? Let me check. He teetered in and out with the southpaw stance towards the end of round two. He hits Bud with a great... he hits Porter with a great left hook and a right hook. Porter does respond, I think, with a left hook towards the end of round two. This time, Bud is in southpaw stance. What I remember, I think he doesn't... does he stick to southpaw stance from round two? I think he flashes in and out. For me, Shawn Porter dictated the fast pace for about the first 4 rounds. I did say this would go to points. I thought this was going to go to points, which I wasn't really going to be happy about because I knew Bud had to show spectacular. Unfortunately, a clash of heads with round 3. Porter lunges in and Bud kind of pulled his head with the glove and they both banged. So I think it was Porter's right eyebrow had a gash, and then followed up by, I think, round 5, Bud's eyebrow, I think maybe it was the left eyebrow, he had a slight gash. Porter's was a little bit worse. Porter spent a lot of energy. As I said, what Porter does, he'll attack you, but then the shots stop landing flush. So the little success that he'll have in the beginning, the tide changes, the tide turns, as we say. The tables change, Bud downloads, and he knows does his port away and trips over. The referee says that's in round 3, says no knockdown. Now, Bud started to look a little bit tired towards the mid-round. He took a round off and thought, Jano, I'm going to chill a bit. Porter, his mouth open, you could see, he was starting to slow down. Bud started to then hit him with some amazing shots. Stayed in orthodox, which I think Bud actually feels better fighting in southpaw. I think Bud just feels naturally more comfortable as the best switch hitter at the moment, in my opinion. I think he does prefer to fight in southpaw. Southpaw mode is activated, like I said, when what I do give to Porter is that he doesn't seem to have much problems fighting southpaws. He fought Errol Spence, and some say without that knockdown, Errol Spence wouldn't have beat him. He didn't have any problems with Errol Spence. Now, sometimes his lead foot was in the inside of Bud's lead foot, Bud's right foot. But he still had success and clear shots. Still catching Bud with peekaboo, but then he'd switch in, hit Bud with a left hook. I think he kept his foot there just for the fact that, just in case, if Bud maybe just changes back to orthodox. And he seems to know how to offset the foot placement, good or bad. It didn't seem to be a problem. So we move on forward. I absolutely had the fight even round-wise. Definitely even. And where Crawford started to break away, once he found out that the cards didn't look too great, he was like, what? Okay. Let's go. And round 9 comes. By the time round 9 came, I had Terence Crawford already. I think Crawford was already. By round 9 came, Crawford was already definitely 1 up. Yeah. Let me just take it back a little bit. It was noticeable to see Shawn Porter then start to calm himself down between the mid-rounds up into the latter rounds, because Terence Crawford was scoring some deep body blows, which knocked the wind out of Porter. Definitely slowed him down. But then we get up to round 10. Boom! Left hook. Porter's down on the floor like, damn, on his ass. He kind of looks around like, what the fuck? Like, how did I get here? But totally fine. Gets up. Seconds later, Bud then hits him with, which looks like a right hook to his kind of neck area. And Porter goes down again. This is where the controversy starts. Porter goes down, pounds his fist on the canvas like, damn. What I clocked was initially, then the towel gets thrown in. Like, no. I don't understand why the towel was thrown. I've got three things. I've got a couple of reasons. When I looked at Porter getting up, he did look un poquito unstable, not much, a little bit in the legs. Eyes a bit dreary, could show signs of maybe being concussed. And I'm saying maybe. Kenny Porter throws in the towel. So the referee, before the towel's thrown in, the referee is giving Porter, he gets up and he gives him, continues with the 8 count, 10 count. Porter's totally fine. But then Kenny throws in the towel, and so Porter goes to his corner and is like, what happened? And you can see like Kenny gesturing, I threw in the towel. Straight away Porter looks pissed. He walks away, kind of just walks around the ring. Bud celebrating at this point. I just think that what they said was he took too many shots. In my opinion, Porter did amazing, was doing amazing. I don't care if you've been dropped twice. I've seen him get dropped twice and win. He beat Ugas and he got dropped twice. I'm still in minds. I think this was a very important fight for both gentlemen. They fought amazingly well each. Shawn Porter wasn't taking brutal punishment. Now, was he going to win with the 2 knockdowns? No. Now, was blood? Did Bud smell blood? Yes. And that's when he was ramping it up. Hence why he scored the 2 knockdowns. Like I said, that Porter was going to walk into shots because he becomes sloppy. Did he do that? Yes. But could he continue with the fight? Yes. Maybe did his dad see something that we couldn't see? Yes. Maybe his dad saw the little bit of could be concussive behaviour. Yes. Bit unstable. So I don't really know, to be honest. I think Kenny Porter could have gave his son a warning. There was 2 minutes left of the round, or a minute and a half. Would Porter have survived? Possibly not. In that, he could have been a straight KO. Look, who knows? That's my breakdown. Porter did an amazing job. Amazing. 2-time, 2-division champ. And 1-division champ. Great amateur career. Boxing since the age of 6. Now at the age of 34. Kenny could have gave him the heads up. If I see something that I don't like, I'm going to stop the fight. I'm going to throw the towel in. Just give your son the heads up. Like, give him a chance. This is a big fight, a big deal. He wasn't suffering. It's very strange. Yeah, it's I'm sure we'll get the answers as the week rolls in. But definitely Bud Crawford is the number 1 welterweight of the world, in the world. Shawn Porter did amazing. Bud Crawford did even better. And I knew he would do so. I'm glad he stopped Porter for the first time in his career. And although I wanted a rematch, I would still love to see that fight again. Because I just feel that Kenny robbed the opportunity of him anyway. So maybe that's how Kenny saw it. But I mean, it could have been, that ending could have been wrapped up and tied with a bow. And Shawn Porter, as a great sportsman, would have accepted losing. And, you know, not saying if it started to get brutal, and because it maybe prevention is better than cure. Look, I can go back and forth with why Kenny did this and why he did. And we'll be chopping it up tomorrow on my weekly wrap-up show. Congratulations to Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford stops Terence. No, he don't stop himself. Bud Crawford stops Shawn Showtime Porter in a round 10. Amazing fashion. Drops him twice. Towel thrown in. TKO. Anyway, I'm gone. Commiserations to Shawn Porter, but amazing fighter. Hey girl, it's Leonie. Shawn Porter loses to Terence Bud Crawford in a 10-round TKO. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann. Nonetheless, come box with Shan. Gyan. That fight, by the time I went to bed, guys, it was like 9 a.m. That is why I'm only doing it now. Anyway, thanks for sticking alongside and watching this post-fight analysis. Weekly wrap-up show tomorrow where we'll be deep diving. Gyan.